Yo, welcome back to the Herb and Peach channel. Now the Herb Peach channel. This is Herbie and this is vlog number 54. How the heck are you doing? How's your life? How's your body? How's your heart? This is Herbie with the Herb and Peach. Oh shoot, see, look at me messing up on the jump rope. Look at me messing up on the jump rope. Okay, I'm doing pretty okay. Heck yeah. Alright. Well, look, that you can go back and see that I was messing up on the jump rope. What up? This is Herbie with the Herb Peach channel. I've changed names. Look at them going gear 2, gear 2nd right there. And one of these days I will show people how to go gear 2nd. You wait.
They can't do it because they're idiots.
Just you wait. Just you wait. One of these days, it's gonna happen. Anyway, so why then? Look at me just stare off in the distance. Existential crisis. Probably thinking about what I'm about to say right now. So we're having this name change. Why the name change from Herb and Peach to Herb Peach? Well, as you know, the Herb and Peach has always been a reference to the reunited and it feels so good. But just making it a little bit more us, more unique, more characterful. Herb and Peach was long, and I had a hard time liking like the switch from the ampersand of Herb and Peach, the little and symbol, and then sometimes it would be written out as AND, sometimes it would be the ampersand, and I didn't really like that in terms of like keeping a cohesive idea. Shut Up Herbie was never meant. Yes, I liked it as well. It was an era. I didn't see it as like, I mean, who knows about long-term stuff, but it just kind of reflected. Here's like another meta video, guys. It just kind of reflected how I was feeling at the time, and it was something that I know I just heard all the time, so it just kind of stuck with me. Shut up, Herbie. Like, so it kind of fit, and it's kind of coinciding with my moments, my era of body mapping that I was going through, which was heavily focused on shutting up and just listening and being off of social media in a way. I hadn't posted anything for like a year, ever since like the cruise last year, so it's kind of intentional. But as we're switching into a more active zone where I'm like posting these videos regularly, I'm like just feeling like I learned a lot of what I wanted to in terms of the listening phase of the body map, and now I'm into more of an integrated sense. Are you okay, dude? You're gonna be fine. I moved more. I moved more. I feel like I leveled in the way that I wanted to towards like listening, and I'm moving more into like an application kind of mindset now, grabbing everything that I had learned from the whole Shut Up Herbie phase. So here we go with the Herb Peach phase, which reunited like the body map. So that's that. Thank you guys for showing your support for the name Shut Up Herbie. I also liked it, like I said, but I hope you guys like the name Herb Peach as well. Like, it's already been used with the Herb and Peach channel, but just basically just getting rid of the ampersand and then unifying like the socials along with it, like Instagram and stuff. Okay, Rumble. So I know I post this video on Instagram like linking to YouTube, but I do want to switch to Rumble. Just one, because Rumble is a great platform that's an alternative to YouTube, and you need alternatives to freaking monopolies to make sure that they don't do some FS some shit that you just can't get around. It's nice to have an, like, even though I don't use Android no more, I appreciate that it's around because it kind of keeps Apple in check in a lot of ways. And same way I feel about YouTube, with like they're censoring BS right now, and the last election season too. They've just been caught in so many censorship kind of ideas that it was discouraging for me as someone who wanted to like talk about a lot of what I thought was controversial but didn't need to be controversial, because if you just talk about shit, then it stops being controversial and people can see what the motives behind certain ideas are. And then, but if you don't have the ability to see what their motivations for some ideas are, some ideas just surprisingly just end up spreading through society and no one questions like basic things. Like, of course you shouldn't let someone who has no reason being in your house decide whether or not you're safe in your own house. Like, someone who doesn't belong in your house doesn't get to go into your house and tell you what you should eat for dinner. That's such an obvious principle of life. So Herbie, shouldn't you just stop using YouTube as a whole then, if it's so corrupt?
There's our favorite thing.
You gotta have your fingers in the channels for
Everyone's favorite exercise.
for the main. I mean, YouTube is by far the most prolific and successful platform of its type, so you can't just ignore it. But I highly encourage people to use Rumble, and I will probably start linking to Rumble instead as well, just to show Rumble more support. I like that Rumble is it's basically a free speech platform. There is a lot of there's a lot more. Sometimes you'll see in comments there's just a lot more liberty for comments to kind of be off the wall, but it reminds me of the good old days before the internet got consumed by social media, where people could just say what they want, and it kind of just encourages a more real integration of people's attitudes towards each other. It just reminds me of a time where people were more free to speak their mind, and yeah, you might come across some people saying some idiotic or maybe some inflammatory things, but you just learn to deal with it, because that's how human beings are. At least you can see what they're thinking, and it's more relatable, instead of people being fake nice and you can't really tell their true intentions. That's the whole basis of the whole free speech thing in the first place, guys, is like you want to be able to see what the people are thinking, even if they disagree with you, because at least if they disagree and you can see what they're saying, then you know what ideas you're contending with, and you know what's out there, instead of just like this specter, this like fog of just like the last 4 years after the lockdowns, of just like people being fake nice, or just like people having like vastly
Everyone's favorite one.
conflicting ideas on how to handle big situations. And so because everyone's afraid of offending everyone, it just goes quiet, radio silence, and then you're basically at every party like trying to ignore sensitive topics, and it's so uncomfortable, and it leads to people being able to be controlled in mass just because people are afraid of what the mainstream media is telling them and all this kind of stuff. It's just wild to see that something like that could actually happen. So I encourage, because I didn't see this happening, I think everybody kind of saw it happening like in the back of their head, but life moved so fast. Social media was so prolific, and just like media moved faster, the news cycles even faster, and people were just trying to like just grasp on to just to still be close to the people that they care about. Such a wild last few years. But anyway, so long story short, I encourage the support of Rumble, and I hope that you do too. I'll be linking that soon. I'll still be having my videos on YouTube, but I want to spread a healthy amount of encouragement for Rumble, as I believe that as far as people being honest goes, it's the better platform at the moment, until YouTube can stop doing things like censoring the Joe Rogan and Trump interview. It was reported the other day that this interview that got like 20 million views in its first day, YouTube made it so that if you searched for it, you could not find that video unless you went straight to Joe Rogan's YouTube channel. So even if you searched Joe Rogan Trump interview, it was reported that you could not see this video pop up on YouTube, like just in the search. You'd have to go specifically to the Joe Rogan YouTube. And for people who are aware of search engine optimization or just any kind of search algorithms, you would know that some getting huge hits like that, it's obviously very beneficial for the company itself to feed searchers that video if they're looking for it, especially since it's such a highly viewed video. But to hide it on political biases is detrimental to the success of the company for the sake of political ideology. And so it's against free speech, and it's against the better searching use of the websites, and sacrificing free speech and the success of the websites, it's the usefulness of the website for the sake of their own political ideals that they're trying to thrust on you. That's friggin' stupid. Along with that, they've been caught over and over censoring similar kinds of things, similar kinds of speech, similar kinds of ideas. They've been throttling them just because they want you to only see what they want you to see, because the higher ups over there have their own political ideology that they want you to, that they want to control you, dude. Like they want to.
That thing sucks so bad.
They want to be in charge of what you know, what information you have access to. And I'm constantly saying that how this is like an information. We live in like a post-factual, post-informatic world right now. And what do you mean by that, Herbie? What do you mean we live in a post-information world? Well, as in the information and facts don't really go so far no more, just because whatever you want to find, you can always find a website, you can always find a video on YouTube, you can always find some source online that will validate whatever opinion that you want to have validated. So when people feed you facts and websites for you to look at to prove their side of an argument, like, look, this website says I'm right, we can't trust that no more, just because it's like every opinion, no matter how radical, no matter how just far-fetched, you can find something to validate it online. So that's what I mean by we live in a post-factual world, is that it's no longer the way that people have to go about arguing or proving their side of a point, or even giving like health facts. We can't even trust these facts no more, because like you have these lobbyists paying these companies, telling them to state like, oh yeah, such and such is healthy, and they can control large swaths of sources to just suddenly put, yeah, eating candle wax is healthy, and they'll do it without regard for the truth, without regard for whom it hurts. They're just thinking about, or whether or not it's even true. It's just, will these lobbyists pay me that heck of money? It's like a hyper-capitalistic, it's like the toxic part of capitalism and the ridiculousness that the internet can be. We live in a post-factual world, so I highly recommend Rumble for that reason. It's just a free speech platform and isn't as susceptible to to corruption that we've seen on YouTube, hiding a video that got 20 million views for the sake of for political ideology, because they don't want you to see it. They want to be the mommy who is telling you not to look at certain things. They don't trust you. They don't believe that you can handle receiving information on your own, so they have to funnel it for you. That's BS. Just let me see the information, and then I'll decide how I feel about it. So, with YouTube being caught censoring those kinds of things,
leaping out.
censoring videos, taking down comments that are inconvenient for them, all these sorts of things. And for that reason, please support Rumble. I'll be linking the video there too. And so we got the name change. On Rumble, it's Herb Peach TV, and on YouTube, it's Herb Peach.
Filled me with such a peace and
Instagram, it'll now be Herb Peach.
able to
All in one. Reunited, and it's so for real. Yeah, dude, thank you for coming through. I just wanted to give like kind of a quick update on that on the changes, and say what's up to you on this Wednesday. Thank you for listening. I know that we didn't have subtitles, so we'll be working on that. It's because I ran out of the free on CapCut, and they don't want to let me use subtitles if I'm using the free one, which I totally get. It's a super powerful tool, so I totally understand, but that's why no captions. So if you're listening this far, dude, I really appreciate you. Whether you are in a car right now listening and we are in the background, whether we are up front and center and you're watching this dude do some exercises, or whether you are doing laundry right now, whether we are on your phone and you're watching this vertical video, or whether we are on your freaking Nintendo DS and you're on YouTube, I really do appreciate you. Thank you for coming through to the Herb Peach channel. This has been Herbie with the Herb Peach channel, and this has been vlog number 54. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourselves. Take care. Big love. Feel it for nations.